So how is people pleasing and spiritual development connected? My name's Elizabeth Eleanor. I'm an intuitive empath, and I'm doing 365 days on YouTube, sharing all the stuff that's happened to me and some of the wisdom through the 27 years of working in a spiritual way and spiritually waking up. So from 3 shooting stars all the way to meeting the love of my life on the beach. My maiden name was Payne, Payne, and his is Make Peace. And when you are connected to all of your lives, all of the realms, all of the consciousness that's available, and you're living in that place where you see the unity of all of those things, then you can get the vibrations that are out of alignment, and you can see them, release them, and bring yourself back into that place where magic is born and created on a daily basis. So let's break down people pleasing, because I'm going to give you an unpopular opinion. I have had this experience myself just recently, that we are here to be powerful women and powerful creators. And as a woman, people pleasing has been ingrained within our system, within our DNA, within our cells. People pleasing is all over and saturating us from the time we were born all the way through watching, Disney movies and Hollywood, and listening to teachers and our parents and all the things, everyone trying to get us to conform and color in the lines. And as soon as you stand out and as soon as you step into your power, you're seen and again conditioned to believe that you're being a bitch or you're being nasty or whatever. And so that the light that's within you is shackled. What do I mean? I just had an experience a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago actually, where as I'm creating, and there's 5 steps to creating, actually there's 6, but I teach people the secrets of alchemy and how to support them to really truly step into their power, mastery, and really discover their highest genius. And through that, things bubble up and things appear. And I had this realization. If you've been watching me for a while, you would have seen one of the YouTubes that I did where I talked about being in a cult. Now, it was like a mini little, there was only 5 of us, right? It wasn't like this big, thousands of people all around the world, all that sort of stuff, mind control. The woman that was the teacher was definitely not mind controlling me. I had just spiritually woken up not long beforehand. And so I was a blank slate, right? I was very innocent. And she comes into my field and I start working with her. I learned past life regression from her, and she was a very powerful woman, right? Well, through that process, I was really in there, not being indoctrinated, but from a place of being in an isolated condition so that I could really discover my own magic, my own genius, and really evolve into the healer that I am now and will be becoming, right? Because you never stop evolving. And through the process, when I decided it was time to go, it was a bit of a rough journey, because one of the things that happened was I spoke my truth and I said to her that, I think that she needs to look at some of the things that were happening. And one of them was that she was, she was not being in her integrity. And I said, I'm totally fine with it. But, I think that you need to speak to this company and tell them where the money's gone and all the things. Go and watch the video if you really want to. And through that, she came back with this thing that I had this dark goddess infiltrating my system and towering over the world and my community, the little group. So in her language, it was creating seeds of doubt in the group and blanketing the consciousness of the group and the world, right? Little old me has this power to have this dark goddess. Now, the story goes that I went, okay, I need to work this out myself. So I stepped away from the group and I really processed it myself. And I was looking, it was the hardest thing that had ever happened to me. And still to this day, actually, I've been through quite a few things, including losing a baby, which I had just before this experience. But I've had a 15-centimeter fibroid. I've had my dad die when I was 15. I just recently, only like 4 years ago, went through a process of having an operation and getting rid of a 4.5-centimeter brain tumor. Like, I've had a bit of a ride. I've had a bit of a ride in this human body called Elizabeth. And this was the hardest thing that has ever happened to me, because she was getting me from a spiritual point of view. She was trying to attack my spirit and trying to engulf my spirit and control my spirit. And it was a challenge. And it was an initiation. I now see that it was an initiation into really owning my power myself and not giving it away to anyone else. But what happened is I cleared that. I cleared her. I cleared the whole thing. I left it. She was no longer in my life. All the things went on, kept on moving forward and all of that. But just recently, it came up again. And I can't tell you exactly how it came up, but all of a sudden, I had this realization that my dark goddess, that part of me that was the dark side of the staircase, was stopping me from embodying my true power. The true essence. I was allowing that part of myself that was from the light in, and being the good girl and being the white witch, right? But I was not allowing that shadow side of myself, because I had identified that as the dark goddess and that it was bad. And when I recognized that, that's when, I process very quickly. In the main calendar, I'm a 3 storm, which is very powerful transformation and subtleties of energy. So I move quickly and I transform. That's how I work with my clients, right? Very rapid growth. And I recognized and allowed that energy in to my system. And what I realized through that was, when I'm really in my power, when I stand in that strength, I'm actually very intimidating. And I've often said that to people. I'm very much love and light and mung beans, rainbows and unicorns. But I often say to people, don't fuck with me, right? Because as soon as you do, that energy comes out, that bold, strong, forceful energy, not to attack. And this is the important thing for you ladies, anyone watching, to listen, not to attack, right? Though, can you hear it in my words? There is an energy of force. It's not to attack, because that is powering over. What it is it's standing in the force of your nature, standing in your strength. And when you are in that strength, anyone that's trying to power over you or anyone that's trying to weaken you doesn't know, like any energies, doesn't know how to handle that, because now you are encompassing all of your light, and light is darkness as well. When we live in duality, right? So we live in the dark and the light, which does equate to consciousness that is full of light. But when the light separated to create duality, there was light and dark, right? Which is masculine and feminine. So Those two are all in the all that is. And through this process, I was actually just speaking to a client of mine who didn't know the process I went through and how I've just re-established this energy in me. She has just gone through a similar process, right? As above, so below. In fact, it's very interesting. We had a past life together, and so it's not surprising that she has gone through this process as well. And so through this process, she has just uncovered that in her experience, it was a dragon energy, right? This forceful dragon energy, that the Kali energy, the goddess Kali of fire and transformation. And as I listened to her, it was such a beautiful experience listening to her embodying this, because she has had many lives as the witch that has been burnt at the stake, like the witch, I say, because that's the language and the definition that we've been given. But it's really the powerful healer, the feminine energy, the shaman of the community. And what has happened is that those aspects of ourselves are so powerful, so strong, and so destructive, right? Let me come back to the word destructive in a minute, that energy, from a masculine point of view, from the patriarchal controlling energy that's on the planet at the moment, needs to shackle, because the force of that is beyond control. And so the force of that, they want to create, and whoever they are, I think it's just the energy at of the time, wants to hold that at bay and shackle that energy. So there's a lot of stuff doing that. Disney, Hollywood, children being told to be quiet and to be a good girl and all of those things, right? Putting them down, putting women down if they're too forceful and too strong, or you're too much, you're too aggressive, all of those things. We see that as masculine, but I'm telling you, the feminine energy that radiates out when you embrace that Kali energy, that powerful, strong feminine energy, it's a force to be reckoned with. And I want to bring back that conversation or that language around destruction, because without destruction, there can be no new growth, right? You think of a seed and it's got a hard shell around that seed. Well, that hard shell has to be destroyed so that the growth of the plant can come up and create new life. So it's all part of the yin and yang. It's all part of the balance. This is powerful stuff. So if you're a woman that has had challenging situations with letting go of the people pleaser, then I get it. We don't know how to harness that strong, powerful energy. And it's so ingrained in us to be people pleasers and good girls that we don't even know that we're doing it. Last night, I could have gone to a women's circle. I missed it last month because of other circumstances. I can't even remember. I think it was raining. There was other stuff. We were away, all of the things. And so there was a part of me that wanted to go last night. I had an event on the night before. I had a really big day yesterday, and my partner has been away because he has been designing and creating a boat down south. And so he's been away for 4 days, and he'll be away next week as well. And he was away the week before. And so he was coming home. I was tired and he was coming home, and I didn't want to go. And there was part of me that was in this space of I should go because I didn't go the month before. Even to a women's circle, the obligation and the people-pleasing energy is so deeply ingrained in us. And so I didn't go, and I have reached out to the woman to let her know that I'm breaking the good girl syndrome. I'm breaking that people pleasing, even if it means that I'm going to be disliked or whatever, right? Which, of course, is ridiculous. But these are the things that our psyche tells us. So if you're ready to get rid of the good girl syndrome, if you're ready to stop the people pleasing and break that pattern, welcome, 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 welcome. And jump in, have a look at all the stuff underneath. Please subscribe to the channel. Look at me saying please. If you want to do it's so ingrained in us, guys. If you want to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell for notifications, subscribe, all the things to do. Press a big like if that's what you want to do as well. And I will catch you tomorrow.